So, so welcome to June's trial review. And I am really, really looking forward to sharing this with you along with Nat, who's going to be helping this evening and sharing some of your lovely experiences and testimonials. I'm just going to faff around for a moment, speak amongst yourselves while I get all the windows in the right place, and then we'll be able to begin. Right. All right, here we go. So the first thing I want to do is we have some of your, I went through all of your feedback on the group, and that's going to share a few of the experiences that I picked out. But I wanted to just share some of the other experiences that we've had over the last different trials. And just so if you want to just take a photo or a screenshot, it's always really nice to me to read real experiences. And that's what I'm really excited for Nat to share. So did you want to share some of the
Yeah, I'll
things that you
share.
guys shared?
Also, the ones you've got on screen, Lindsay, you've gone really large and the screen's gone tiny where it says we love hearing your
Oh,
feedback. So
okay.
if
Is
people
that
want
from your screen? Because I think you might have,
is that me then?
it
Oh,
might
it's
be if
you.
you click on, yeah, that's you.
Me.
If you click on the other view, then you'll see the slide bigger.
Okay.
Definitely more interesting than seeing me bigger.
No, well, I don't know. Right, Jacqueline Mandy Bulow, who's on this call tonight, she said, my trial has gone really well. I've really enjoyed using the oils. I find them really relaxing and my symptoms have definitely decreased. I will definitely continue to use them. By the way, is anyone on here that would like to share their own view before I read?
Yeah, that's what that actually, thank you. Well
I
done for
will.
pausing. I would love to hear. This is actually what I love the most is hearing your own experiences. Yes, Katie, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't think I've left an online feedback, but
Okay.
I got the. You're not allowed to call it hay fever, are you?
It's not.
Seasonal
Seasonal threats. Yeah.
seasonal threats. That's it. And I can't believe it's worked. And I'm sure it's had other. So I've got peppermint, lemon, and lavender. And I've been taking the capsule morning and night. Um, and I got really cocky halfway through the week, and I thought, oh, I'm fine. I'm not going to take a capsule at night. And then I woke up at night with, bunged up nose. So yeah, they're wonderful, and I'm sure that I've had other benefits from them as well. My digestion's better, probably from the peppermint. Um, and I wanted to find a more natural alternative to antihistamines, and I was stinging myself with stinging nettles,
Oh,
as I've been advised. So this method is so much more enjoyable. um,
so true.
yeah, and it's just lovely. It's just a really nice little ritual as well, just to stop and pause for the day and just to really inhale and yeah, it just opens everything up. And if I had a cold, I would probably use the peppermint oil as well. And I think my skin's actually clearer. I don't know if that's from the lemon capsule. But yeah,
Yeah, it can
I'm
be.
blown away.
Oh,
Thank you.
amazing. Katie, that's so cool. And I love that you've immediately kind of looked at the range of benefits that you can see as well. So it's never just one thing. There's never one oil
Mm,
does one job, and we can get kind of those side benefits instead of side effects. So
mm.
thank you so much for sharing that. That's absolutely brilliant. Thank you, Katie. Would anyone else like to share theirs?
Would you like to add anything, Jacqueline, from what I shared? Or are you? Oh, you're
Oh,
on
you're
mute,
just
darling. Yeah. Thank you for that, Katie.
It's all right. Thank you for the oils. Life changing.
Oh, yes, you're off mute. Well done.
Very much what Katie was saying, really. I found really beneficial. Made a massive difference to my hair fever. And it was just really lovely. I found it very therapeutic to sit and, to breathe them in. Again, my digestion was better, like Katie. And it's just great because I've always wanted an alternative because I take antihistamines every day of the year. So it's really nice to get that, something that's not a drug, not a commercial drug. But yeah, it'd be really nice to get off the antihistamines.
Oh, have you managed to come off them, Jacqueline, completely?
Yeah, I took one on the first last week. The first 2 days I was really bad with my hay fever, but I did start to settle it, and I didn't take them after the Thursday.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible. Thank
Well,
you.
the first 2 days I lost my head a little bit and took some because my hay fever was just a bit out of control. But it did start to manage it then. I wasn't really. I engaged properly, I think, on one of the days because I was just ill on one of the days. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your honesty and for sharing. That's incredible. And also, when you continue to use them, it's almost like that compound effect.
Yes,
So I
that's
know
what
my
I'm about. Yeah.
husband, the first season where he switched, he needed to be taking them 2, 3 times a day, and he was rolling consistently. And then I think 2 or 3 years in, he didn't even need anything. Last year it flared up again, so he needed to get more consistent with it. But I think the more consistent you are, the more you notice the
Yeah,
benefits.
I think I played with them on the first day, and then because my hay fever was bad anyway, but then I got really consistent with them on the Thursday, Friday,
Yeah,
and saw the benefit then.
amazing. Thank you for sharing. Would anyone else like to share before I read through? Anyone brave enough? Okay, well, just feel free to interrupt me if you do get brave. So we also had Amy. She shared, have found the trial really very beneficial and interesting. Gemma Hawkins, who's been on the trial this week, a day ago, she mentioned it's amazing how terrible life can suddenly change to be for previously fit and healthy people suddenly affected by chronic illness. But these aromatherapy oils have evidently helped so many people to cope with what were previously chains that severely restricted life. It's just so beautiful reading these comments. Amy Carpenter has shared, the wild orange has definitely been my favourite so far. It's been very uplifting each time that I've used it, no matter what time of the day it has been. I'm extremely drawn to this oil, the most of the 3 oils. And it's funny because wild orange is actually the oil of abundance. So it's quite, I don't think it's coincidental that so many people are drawn to wild orange. The balance has helped me a lot with grounding. This trial so far has been very helpful. I'm enjoying hearing the information and science behind some of the oils. Very interesting. Mary this week has shared the deep blue is fabulous in relief of my troublesome tendinopathy. Oh, I can't believe I said that well. Just rolled off the tongue. That's incredible. The combination of the 3 is very effective, even though I've only been using it 3 days. Katie, who's on the call tonight, has shared, I have the stress and emotions oils and they have helped and they are helping me so much. Having a whiff of the oils really helps me to be able to take a moment, plus the aromas help calm me almost instantly. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for everyone who shared.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for that, Nat, and for everyone who did share. As I said, this is definitely by far the best part of this. So these stats are great, but what we just heard is way more impactful. So we are happy that most people are very happy during the trial, but what you've heard is just beautiful. The stories are definitely so important. Now, we love that this week has been phenomenal for many of you and that you've had so many positive experiences. And this week we've given you fish and we fed you for a day, which is for the week. Now we want to teach you to fish for a lifetime so that you can feed yourselves for a lifetime. So we don't want to just empower you for a week. We want you to know how you can get these long-term benefits. And that involves, of course, using these products long-term. Now, before I go to the products that you've all been using this week, I first want to just highlight that we know that the basis of all health is nutrition. We can't take any oil that's going to replace balanced and varied nutrition. And so that's always going to be the core of everything. Now, unfortunately, we can't give you a week's worth of supplements because that would cost us all a fortune. So we don't give you the supplements. You get this trial pack that you've had, which has been brilliant. Now imagine you add in flooding your body with nutrients that are bioavailable and that are going to help your body to really thrive. Now you will have heard during the trial talk about LLV, which is Lifelong Vitality Pack, which is a trio of supplements that is brilliant that I've been using for the last 10 years and it's phenomenal. And And now they've just brought out a pill-free version. So you can choose if you'd rather just swallow the capsules or if you'd like to have a powdered version. Either or, it doesn't really matter which one you choose to go with, whichever one's most convenient for you. But both of them are flooding your body with nutrients so that you can really thrive and feel your best, not just kind of all right. We don't want to be all right. We want to be kind of sparkling with health and joy. And I love that. I can't remember who it was that said about getting rid of the chains that severely restrict life. I think that image speaks volumes for those who have chronic issues with any of the 5 areas over the course of this week. So I would highly recommend adding this to your kind of radar when you're dealing with these things. And this one comes along with the omegas. So we need to add in the omegas to the powder as well. Now, I think these slides seem to be out of order, but I'm going to share this anyway. So there's 3 ways for you to get your oils into your hands. The first way is retail, and we don't really bother with that because it's the most expensive and it's not effective. The second way is wholesale, and that involves opening up a wholesale customer account, but for £24. And then you get all of the products at the same price as us, which is at 25% below retail cost. So it's a much better way to get your products. Now, even better than that is below wholesale, and that involves getting a starter kit or a set of oils that comes to over 150 PV, which is roughly £150 worth. And so that means that you don't pay the £24 membership, and that's a really, really cost-effective way to do that. Now, when you do get your oils, we know we've supported you really closely this week. And I know Claire and Nat have been really, really working with you very closely to support you to have the best experience. And that continues. It won't be quite so intensive as this week, but that continues. That support is absolutely there in the form of called My Oil Hub, and you have access to, you start with My Oil Beginnings, which is a good place to start. And then you have My Oil Rewards, and then you have My Oil Camp. And so it kind of takes you through all the different levels. So you're just getting started. Then you want to know a little bit more about how to get the best out of your account. And then you want to know how to use your oils in all aspects of your home life. And then you've got different areas that you can then dive even deeper into, say, hormone support, or maybe you want to dive into sleep or stress management, whatever it might be. And so we've got all of those are available to you. We also have continued education available every week. So there's so much support for you that if you want it, it's all there for you. Okay, you don't have to do it all at once. You can just pick and choose the ones that suit you right for the beginning. So you are supported along the way. Now, I realised just before we started that actually I'm missing the seasonal threats one. Thank you, Katie. The seasonal threats one on there. So I will add that in. Actually, Nat, would you mind just adding those details into the chat? That would be really helpful. Thank you. So the seasonal threats one is on there as well. Now we also have, these are the original oils that you've all been using and products that you've been using this week. So just those ones. If that's what you would like to get to start off with, brilliant, go for it. This will be the things that you start with. And so you've got the fractionated coconut oil in there so that you can make up your roller bottles. You can massage it on your tummy for the digestion one, any way that you would like to use it. And you've got that safety of a carrier oil in there as well. Now, there is one slight change, is that the Serenity soft gels are currently out of stock. So as a backup for the moment, we are using the CP Plus, which is the Copaiba soft gels. And this is available it's a very similar price point for the whole set. We've just taken off the fractionated coconut oil. So you could choose if you'd like to add that back in again. And it works very, very well for calming cortisol levels and calming the nervous system. So that will also help with sleep. So that's the backup currently until the Serenity soft gels come back into stock. Now, I prefer, to me, the better starting point is one of those starter kits. And so my favorite one is the Home Essentials kit, because it means that you have roughly something for everything. So you've seen other trials going on. If you were handling, and I love that Katie's highlighted this, if you were handling things to do with seasonal threats, you've also noticed that it might have affected your digestion, or it might have affected your sleep, or it might have affected, as you said, your skin. And I absolutely love that, because also we know that within this set, you've got air that's also going to be helpful for those seasonal threats, or for any other opportunity where your breathing may be affected. You're also going to have something for anything digestion related. So you've got the Zen jesters there and ready for you. And you've got the big guns of immunity. You've got tea tree and oregano, which we haven't really talked about in the trial, but they're the ones that come out when the big stuff comes out. And I think one of you mentioned that you were feeling a bit ill. Is it Jacqueline said that you're a bit ill? That's what comes out when any of our family get ill. And then you've got the deep blues in there as well. So you can see how all of the trials have something within these 10. So that's why I absolutely love these 10. And this one comes with the diffuser. So for emotional support, it's a really, really good way to do that. The second option with the same 10 oils, so you get the same variety, but in 5 ml bottles, is the Family Essentials kit. So it's purely based on the price point and for the number of people in your household, as to whether you go for one or the other, but the variety is the same. So you get all of those benefits as well. The other one, so this is maybe more geared towards those who are on the stress and emotions trial, that you've got the balance and the wild orange in here, but you do also have deep blue and a blend called Aroma Touch, which is supportive for any sort of tension and pain. So this is a really lovely kit as well. So all of these 3 kits will include your customer account, so you won't pay that £24 for the customer account. So just to summarize all of those together, our recommendation to you is to choose your starter set and then add your add-ons. So you can see you've had those soft gels and you can add them to whichever kit you're going to go with. Now you can choose if you're going to do all of that in one go, or if you're going to get the kit and then the following month get the add-ons. So you can decide what's going to be best for your circumstances and your budget. So this is definitely certainly my recommendation, is to go with this option. So what happens next after this evening? And we are going to be able to answer any questions at the end. But what happens right now is I want you to text the person who invited you to the trial to say that you've completed your post-trial questionnaire. So if you haven't, do that first. And that you've attended the review session. And you may have even won something, because there's not a huge number of you on, so you may win something. I'm going to look back at the feedback. And then they will send you an email or a message with an order form or a link for you to choose. So if you tell them what you would like, if you already know, or you want to have a conversation with them to decide, and then they will give you a call, or you may already have an appointment set up, which is even better. You already have your appointment to be able to review your experience and decide what your best starting point is. And that's, again, you're not left on your own. This is very much, we're here to accompany you, and to help you to get the most of your oils and for your health. So we do have a little extra gift for you. If you're ordering by Thursday, then you do get one of these little keychains. I did remember to grab mine. Mine's always attached to my handbag. So you can see it's on my handbag. And I love it because it's just always with me. And I have all my little set of oils here. So can you see them? The little vials that you got for your trial, they're in my handbag all the time. So whatever happens, I've got something. So whether it's stingy nettles, this time not on purpose, Katie, or, a sore tummy because, well, that happens. And with 3 children, it definitely does happen. And I've got something, or car sick, or whatever it might be. And so I've got something that I need. So I love these little keychains. So that's your little gift if you're ordering by Thursday, or certainly by the point that you've had your meeting with your trial leader, if that's hopefully is by Thursday. Now, we have some giveaways to give to you, and I've got my little list of people who participated in the feedback. So did I see? Oh yes, Amy, yay! So the first one goes to Amy. So Amy, you are the happy winner of a diffuser bracelet. So well done, Amy. Thank you for sharing your feedback on the first giveaway. If you could please send your address, your postal address, to your trial leader, that would be perfect, and tell them I've won the bracelet. Who's your trial leader, Amy?
Claire.
Okay, Claire. So Claire already knows.
Sorry, I just had to on mute. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no worries. Um, so this will be a beautiful one for emotional support. So we really love, I always love my bracelet. So you'll wait for Claire to get back from Spain first, eh? Um, okay, then the second one is, I don't know if we have Gemma. Is Gemma on here? No. All right, then I have my backup. Katie, you've won the chocolate. Katie Saunders. Is that you, Katie IE? Yay. So the chocolate mold.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I think you said you were on the emotions trial.
Yeah.
Is that right? So just one little tip for that. I always find that I am far better able to manage my emotions and to keep on top of them when I'm avoiding refined sugar. And
Hmm.
having this chocolate recipe and making my own chocolate is one of my best ways of avoiding refined sugar because everyone needs a little sweet something every now and then.
Of
So
course.
that's my recommendation is to try and cut out the refined sugar. It makes
Perfect.
so much difference for me, for emotional support. So congratulations, Katie. So
Thank you.
again, same thing. If you can text your address to, is it Nat? Is Nat your trial leader? Yeah, perfect. So she'll be able to send that to you. And then, oops, sorry. Last but not least, Jacqueline is the rollerball. So I can't see you, Jacqueline, but I know you're here. I've seen you. I've seen you. Um, so you've run the empty rollerball to fill with whatever you would like and make your beautiful roller. So this is such a good way to just have them ready. I really like empty rollerballs. I have them all over the place. Definitely label your empty rollerball because I've definitely thought, oh, I'll know what that is. And of course you don't in a month's time. There we go. Now it's got them all over the place as well. So you want to label them. Is that one got a label on? No label. One thing with rollerballs, if you are using rollerballs, just be aware, particularly where the sunshine is out, if you are putting any citrus oils in that rollerball, not to put it on your skin and then it go out in the sunshine because it will either burn or make you have a very brown line along the part where you put the oil. So don't put it on your skin and then go out in the sun. So just a little note on the rollerball. So congratulations to our winners. Now, I did want to just share one other thing before we go on to any other questions. When we do these trials, we often have three types of people, and we have the people who just love the experience for themselves and are just kind of relishing the whole thing. And it's, they're just, and I love those people. I absolutely love being able to work with them, support them, and it's brilliant. And then the second type of person is that they've already told 10 people around them about what's been going on while they've been doing the trial. And so they're sharing those products. And actually, doTERRA rewards you for doing that. And so you can get your products paid for, or you can just get yourself some free products. And so we love to be able to hear about that as well. Or the third type of person is just falling in love with this whole experience and feels like, gosh, this is what they do for work. I could do that. I want to build an income by supporting people with their health. And we absolutely love being able to support people with that. So it doesn't really matter which type of person you are, we really love to support you in that position and to be able to help you to thrive in whatever way you would like to. So if you, wherever you place yourself, please talk to your trial leader and say, do you know, actually, I've already talked to 5 people about it and maybe I could get some free stuff. And that would be really lovely. And your trial leader will be very, very glad to hear that. And we also ask you if you would like to host a class, and this can be online or in person. I always love the in-person ones. My husband and children know that it's one of the loudest events in our house is when we have an oil evening. Lots of laughter and lots of fun. And I love that it's all focused around health. So if you do want to host them at your house for a few friends, then brilliant, and you can get some free oils. Or if you'd like to do that online, another way to get some free oils as well. So all this to say that you can get lots of oils into your hands, all by just sharing the love and helping other people to feel good as well. So I'm going to pause with that for the moment, and then I want to share a little bit more about that side of it afterwards. But I just want to pause to see if there's any questions. Are there any questions about any part of that before I kind of share a little bit more about that side? No question. Okay. please feel free. I know Nat's on the chat, which I love. It's brilliant. I know that there's all. If there's any questions, please, if you don't want to say them out loud, please do pop them in the chat, and so we can always come back to them at the end.
Yeah, I just thought I might actually read out. So I've dropped in the chat there that the 5
Yes.
ml bottles that Lindsay spoke about have got roughly 85 drops per bottle, and the 15 ml bottles are 250 drops per bottle. So most of the oil samples, those diddy little 1 gram or 2 gram sample bottles you received, most of them contain 20 drops of essential oil for the trial this week, just to give you an idea
Yes.
of what you've used, so you know how long they last. You've seen how powerful they are, and the sample drops that you get out of those little sample bottles isn't even a whole drop, like with the so you might have just hit it once at the end, and that's not even a whole drop that you've been using each time that you've been smelling the aroma.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Thanks, Nat. So to give a sense of perspective, yeah, really good. Thank you. So I'm just checking in that chat. So thank you. You've shared the seasonal threats one. Sorry about that, I'm missing that one out. So you can see that one in the chat for the price. So that's the 137 pounds 55 for the wholesale price for those products, including your account as well. So that's for the seasonal threats one. So I just wanted to share very briefly. I'm not necessarily going to share all of the slides that I have, but I want to share a little bit. If you would say that you're someone who loves to share things, then I want to just talk to you a little bit about the joy of sharing these oils and the joy of sharing health. Now, I normally share all these facts and all this why doTERRA and why it's such a good company and all of those things. But actually, this evening, I'm just not going to. I'm just going to share with you the vision of what doTERRA can do, and that is to give you the capacity to be fully in control of your timetable, your finances, and your health. And I honestly don't know of any other business that has allowed me to do that. My previous role was a teacher. Prior to having children, I was a maths and science teacher, and I absolutely loved it. I was very much in this system here where you work your socks off. And yes, it was meaningful, and yes, it was brilliant. And then you kind of flatline maybe while you're having children or whatever that time might be, and then you work your socks off and you get another promotion, and you can see the pattern all the way up to retirement, and then you go, ah, freedom. But at that point, your finances have gone down, your health might not be what it was when you were in your maybe 20s, 30s, 40s, I don't know, 50s. Maybe you're better than you were when you were in your 20s. For lots of people, I know that's the case. And so with doTERRA, we get to work our socks off, yes, um, on our own terms, in our own time. We've actually just come back with our family from a round the world trip. It wasn't quite what we had planned for this year, but we've just come back from around the world trip. And the whole way round, we worked, we supported our team, we continued to run events, and we did it on our own terms. So we would spend our daytimes homeschooling the children, enjoying life, like wherever we were. And then the evenings we would then get on with all the work that would needed to happen to kind of continue to run our business. And that's not going to be for everyone, but I just wanted to share that this is a business that allows you to really choose your life on your terms. And I think that that's something that's just really, really beautiful. And there's just not that many that I know of that could allow you to do that. So if doTERRA is something that's kind of piqued your interest for your own health, and you feel like, do you know, this could maybe do something more for the people around me, then please do have that conversation. It has the earning potential to either be a little bit of extra income or a lot of extra income, and you get to decide what it looks like and how much time is involved. And so please do have that conversation if that's something that's of interest to you. So I think that's all from us really for this evening, because you've had so much information throughout this week. So it's really just fine tuning that end part that's the best starting point for you. And if you have any other questions, you're welcome to ask them now, or you can hold them for your trial leader. Anything else you want to add, Nat?
No, I was just going to say, you're right to stop the recording in case
Yes.
anyone wants to